Good evening, sir. Beena Pani ma'am, shall we start the program? Beena Pani ma'am.
Start, ma.
Ma'am, shall I start, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes, Mridula, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. A very warm welcome to one and all present here for the webinar event, Novel Trends in Entrepreneurial Education. A day without prayer is a day without blessing. Now we shall start the session by Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து.
நீராடும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெடிலொழுகும் சீராடும் வதனமின திகழ்பத கண்டமிது தெக்கணமும் மதி சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்கசில் பிறை நுதலும் கதைத்தனலும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை எந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே
Now I call upon Annie of 2nd BCom B to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to everyone present here. It gives an immense pleasure to welcome you all for this auspicious occasion. First and foremost, I would like to extend my special welcome to our chairman, Dr. K. Vasudevan in absence here, and our vice chairman, Engineer V. Prasanna Venkatesh, who is the pillar of our college. I welcome our beloved principal, ma'am, Dr. M. Uma, who always thinks about the welfare of the students and encourages us. I warmly welcome our resource person, R. Dharmaraj, who is an inspiration for many people. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Now I request the HOD ma'am, Dr. Deborah Victoria, Assistant Professor at Commerce Department of Prince Sri Venkateswara Arts and Science College to share few words.
Okay. Good evening to all. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to all of you present here on behalf of Edsel of Prince Sri Venkateswara Arts and Science College. Welcome. I would like also to express my gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. R. Dharmaraj, Chartered Accountant and Cost Accountant, who have accepted our invitation to preside over this webinar, who have a webinar on novel trends in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs are viewed as a national assets for the greatest possible outcome. Great entrepreneurs have the potential on a local and national level to change the way we live and work. If successful, their inventions can rise living standards. These kind of webinars are organized for the purpose to stimulate the young entrepreneurs, and also I really appreciate the faculty members and coordinators for organizing the event, and I expect that the webinar will be productive and fruitful to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now let's welcome Mrs. Beenapani Saravanan, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to share few words about ED-Mart.
Beenapani ma'am.
Stay entrepreneur. Qualities among students who are interested in starting their own venture. The Department of Commerce initiates to incorporated entrepreneurship development cell during the academic year 2016 to 2017. The college provide infrastructure and techniques supported to the students having initiative ideas to transform into new products and services for the betterment of the society. The Edsel has support to monitor and execute new startups idea into real business. The mission of the Edsel is to help the young entrepreneurs to start and develop the thinking and to promote business knowledge. The vision of the Edsel is to support, develop the confidence among the students who have an innovative idea and to understand the real business by the time of startups. The main objectives is develop and strengthen entrepreneurial quality, that is motivation or need for achievement, helping the person to understand environmental changes and opportunities, know the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur, understand the process and procedure involved in setting up small units, to analyze environmental setup relating to small industry and promoting it, to create greater awareness of opportunities and benefits of entrepreneurship among the students to make them realize their dream business through innovative products and to develop greater entrepreneurial culture within the institution, to create greater number of sustainable startup business with potential for further growth. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Mridula from 3rd BCom B to share few words.
Ma'am, PPT, ma'am. Good evening to all. Institution Innovation Council, an initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, has established MHRD Innovation Council to systematically foster the culture of innovation among all higher education institutions. The primary mandate of MIC is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform them into prototypes while they are formative years. MIC has a mission encouraging creation of institutions innovation council across selected HCS. A network of these IICs will be established to promote innovation in the institution through multi-dynamic modes, leading to an innovation promotion ecosystem in the campuses. About IIC. IIC is a faculty experts students council which takes on multiple activities to promote innovation and entrepreneurship around the year. IIC's objective is to prepare the students with skills like critical thinking, design thinking, innovative thought process, and entrepreneurial mindset. Functions of IIC. To conduct various innovation and entrepreneurship related activities prescribed by Central MIC in time-bound fashion. Identify and reward innovations and share success stories. Organize periodic workshops, seminars, interactions with entrepreneurs, investors, professionals, and create a mentor pool for student innovators. Network with peers and National Entrepreneurship Development Organization. Create an institution's innovation portal to irate innovative projects carried out by institutions, faculty, and students. Organize hackathons, idea competition, mini challenges, etc. with the involvement of industries. Major focus of IIC to create a vibrant local innovation ecosystem, startup entrepreneurship supporting mechanism in HCIs, prepare institute for Hatter ranking of institutions on innovation achievement framework, establish function ecosystem for scouting ideas and pre-incubation of ideas, develop better cognitive ability amongst technology students. Benefits to institute, faculty, and students. No major capital investment required for establishing IIC as it will make use of existing local ecosystem. Students or faculty associated with IIC will give exclusive opportunity to participate in various innovation related opportunity to participate in various innovation related initiative and competitions organized by Ministry of Human Resource Development, win exciting prizes or certificates every month, meet or interact with renowned business leaders and top-notch academicians, opportunity to nurture and prototype new ideas, mentoring by industry professionals, experimentation with new or latest technologies, visit new places and learn a new culture. Thank you.
Thank you, Mridula. Now I call upon Parvati from 2nd BCom B to introduce our resource person, Mr. Dharmaraj.
Happy evening to one and all present here. I am pleased to welcome our eminent speaker, Mr. R. Dharmaraj, 23 years post experience practicing chartered accountant by profession, has earlier serviced sorry ma'am. Happy evening to one and all present here. I am pleased to welcome our eminent speaker, Mr. R. Dharmaraj, 23 years old, post-experienced practicing chartered accountant by profession, has earlier serviced various corporate at senior level with Tier 1 corporates, 17 years of solid leadership criterion in finance globally. He has been a startup mentor and trainer and has been continuously and successfully setting up and servicing the business setups by the way of advisory and consulting services. He has been an active investor in various startups. He has been servicing in Chennai, Hyderabad and Bangalore, and he has partnership with Raju and Company since 1976. He started his career in 1995 in Premier Textiles, one of the India's largest textile groups. His motivational speech on startups, entrepreneurships, all are well received and sought out by audience across globally. Mr. Dharmaraj has been holding dignified positions as President of Entrepreneurs Exnora, Vice President Confederation of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Head India Operations for Malaysia, Global Chamber of Commerce, Mentor of Bharat Yuva Seva Trust. His hard work and tireless journey, career experience and expertise, professional associations and social contributions extends not only nationally but also internationally. Thank you.
Next.
Thank you, Parvati. Now I request our resource person, Mr. Dharmaraj sir, to take over the session.
Good evening, all. From night.
41.
Good evening, all. Thank you, student, of the team for the brief introduction. On behalf of Prince Sri Venkateshwara Arts and Science College, I thank you, all of you. Distinguished Chairman Dr. K. Vasudevan, Dr. V. Vishnu Karthik, Vice Chairman, and Dr. V. Prasanna Venkatesh, Vice Chairman, and Dr. M. Uma, Principal and ED Coordinator, Dr. B. Narayani, Dr. S. Binapani, students of VASC in association with Institution Innovation Council. Thank you for giving an opportunity to deliver this lecture on novel trends in entrepreneurship. This is a needed topic post-pandemic. So I'll share the screen now. Yeah, you're able to see the screen, no? Somebody can confirm?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, okay. So it's good. The topic novel trends in entrepreneurship. There are various characteristics for novel trends in entrepreneurship. So the topic is novel trends. I will come ahead with a preface to trends in entrepreneurship. This presentation, I will be able to give you a crisp and also a brief description about the evolving trends in entrepreneurship, describe the various new age processes and emerging trends followed by the new age entrepreneurs, explain how various entrepreneurs functioned in the past and also enhance their own creativity, ideas to needs and requirements of the customer and made it to a business model. The various types of entrepreneurship, there are various verticals of entrepreneurship which will be explained in detail. Discuss some of the sources of innovation for entrepreneurs and identify new ways of market needs. Practices adopted by new age novel entrepreneurs. Here I want to brief you. We call it as new age entrepreneurs because the world of late in the last decade has seen a lot of new age entrepreneurs. That means the new entrepreneurs who have come up along with the digital and technology support, who has come up to a larger extent, who has made them into unicorns. So that's why we call this as an new age entrepreneurs. Yeah. So every decade we have seen the business trends has been evolving. We have seen from 1950s the industrialization has happened across the world, and it started with the developed countries from US, Germany, who captured in the earlier stages, then which got changed into electrical electronics during where Japan and other countries ventured into. Then it came into an technology growth. So where technology, India and other countries have also captured. So we have seen a business trends has been evolving continuously. So change in business trends is due to time factor and need. Why it has come is due to the time factor. Every decade there is a requirement from the society, need of the society to come up with new innovations. We have to give various requirements to the society. They come up with various needs which is being offered by this new verticals. So business has been evolving with new additions, needs of society on day in day out across all nations. This has led to entrepreneurs who came out with innovative ideas than the existing setup and the old setup where there are a preset way of doing a business, which got into a tech-based business in the later stage. So new age business landscape and novel entrepreneurship characteristics, because we are coming up with the novel entrepreneurs. What this novel entrepreneurs compared with the old age entrepreneurs are carrying themselves. So these novel entrepreneurs always come with the various types of innovation. First, they will be an inventor or they may be a creator. They convert it into a commercialized model. So where the technology, if it's a tech-based, they get commercialized into a new technology, and they create a new jobs, create new markets. These markets may not be existing in the earlier stage. These new age entrepreneurs find, yes, there is a gap in this market, and they venture into this new markets, creating value by combining resources in existing new ways. They combine the various resources like men, machine, material, and come to an version where they come up with a new age business landscape. What is this novel entrepreneurship trends? These novel entrepreneurs are not the same old way of doing business. Say they do in a various verticals. One is that they work from home and which is called as hybrid work. They work from home, work from office, mix of this. So we call it as a hybrid work pattern, which was not heard about in before 2000. So this hybrid work, which came up in the later in 2008, 9, 10, then it slowly went ahead with developing. Then now post-pandemic, this has become a part and parcel worldwide now. So that was the first novel entrepreneurs trends which we can see in the market. Mobile optimization, where mobile has given a lot of new areas, avenues for the business community, be it from a payment gateway to get a product, e-commerce, digital platform, everything. Mobile has played a major role along with tech speeds, be it a 3G or 4G technology. Mobile optimization has increased the vertical. You compare any e-commerce companies, they have a large share of business coming from this mobile platform more than that web or internet based platform. So increased diversity in the workforce. We have seen being with this novel entrepreneurs, the workforce, even an age-old person after his retirement from any organization, he comes into the business because of his experience and expertise. So we call it as a diversified workforce which has come into place, supporting the novel entrepreneurship. Niche market services, where the market is niche. When we want a particular services or a product, the market is ready to offer. That means the manufacturer or the service provider is willing to offer a niche market services. Earlier, which we have not heard about that. We have heard about doing an age-old practice of say like an HR company doing an HR activity. Now the HR companies are able to deliver not only the HR requirement, consultant services from their network. So the rise of gig economy, the digital has given, internet has given the gig economy platform where it has rise and it's on the rise. So long-term business planning is being done in the early stage itself, at the startup stage itself, how this business will be going on for a short-term basis, for a mid-term and on a long-term. So when a business is being planned by the novel entrepreneurs, they do a long-term planning. So that's how a lot of unicorns, they had a vision how our company is going to come up in the near future. So who made this company from a shell company into a large-sized billion-dollar companies, subscription-based businesses. It need not be nowadays an old type of where it will be a physical delivery and all those things. Subscription, online-based services, e-commerce, which has enabled a subscription-based businesses. And when these novel entrepreneurs venture into new business practices, they follow a lot of eco-friendly practices, so which was not heard about in the early stages. People are concerned about the environment to a greater extent, so they come up with an eco-friendly products in their day-to-day business activities. Next will be the e-commerce and the social media mode, which is being used by these novel entrepreneurs as such. E-commerce has changed, was a game changer to the business community, which novel entrepreneurs have been using it to a greater extent, where the business has gone into $1 billion in every category. So all this is with development of net services provided by all these tech platforms also. New tech-based payment acceptances. So when this e-commerce has to grow up, there should be a tech-based payment platforms which like Paytm in Indian operations, where they have captured and they have been supporting this tech-based payment acceptances. All these characteristics are one which a novel entrepreneurship have followed, which was not heard about in the earlier stages. Yes, what is this business or entrepreneurship trends which will be ahead of 2022 and the coming years, which these entrepreneurs will be carrying on? Yes, e-commerce has major move for future and growing business than the traditional business model. Though the traditional business was a shop model, which has got changed into an e-commerce platform. So this e-commerce will be a major game changer for all the business enterprises. The product need not be available only in the shop model. It will be through an e-commerce, which will be gaining day in day, and which will be capturing the major share of the market in the days ahead of 2022 and the future years. Business will happen through faceless mode to any extent, and the new age entrepreneurs have agreed to this trend. We have seen businesses, we have not seen the earlier business model, age-old model. The entrepreneurs used to run the business. We have to have a discussion physically. All meetings happen to, we have to travel down extensively. A deal has to be discussed, then it has to be closed. So all this has now come into a faceless mode. So which will be the trend in the coming years. Third will be the business continues to utilize the social media extensively. Social media is one where all these business houses are, other than their existing marketing media and all those stuff, they be it their giving a detail about their companies or their profile or about their products. Social media as gaining a memento, and the people, the companies, the business units are utilizing the social media to a greater extent. What will be the fourth will be big data as a data pool used by new age entrepreneurs for large volumes of data that business use to understand trends, preference, and patterns for analysis of consumer behavior. Yes, what is this big data? We are sitting on a big data in a huge volume, where these big data are being analyzed by these business houses and used to understand how this consumer behaved, and accordingly the offerings by these novel entrepreneurs will be there. Accordingly, they do the business planning, which was also not heard about in the early stages. Revamping required human resources as per business needs. Earlier, there will be a standard HR model where people being taken in and they will be serving from the companies. So where now, as earlier it has been mentioned, they work from any part of the world. If I have to develop my website, I can ask my friend from another country to develop at a particular cost. So HR plays a major role in all this stuff in getting the right resources for the companies. The fourth will be, the next one will be the companies embrace digital process automation like robotics, artificial intelligence, data warehousing, etc. Where this digital process is a part and parcel of this new entrepreneurship, which will be used on a greater extent in the coming years. New age marketing and advertisement, which was not about like influencer marketing, which was not there earlier, which is being followed now. Yes, this type of marketing, other than the regular, be it a print media or other media, the satellite media, this will be a new media which will be used by this new age entrepreneurs. What is called as types of entrepreneurship? There are various types of entrepreneurship followed across the countries, across various states, business units. Is what is this types of entrepreneurs? Small business entrepreneurs. They are these called as startup entrepreneurs. The next one will be startup entrepreneurs. As we know, these guys are who starts up a new business. So next will be the large company entrepreneurship. The large corporates which has come up with new business units. So they are called as large company entrepreneurs. Scalable startup entrepreneurship. The startup entrepreneurs who as mentioned earlier, they will be doing a business plan in such a way it will be scaled to a greater extent. It will not be a minimal level business where they try to give the business a boost and they get into a unicorn model. So these people are called as a scalable startup entrepreneurship. The social entrepreneurship, as earlier also said, the enterprises also looks into various social angle, plastics, how it can be removed, and this entrepreneurship along with the contribution to the society, how they can contribute to the social entrepreneurship. Innovative entrepreneurship. These entrepreneurs are one who innovate various ideas and they try to get involved into various businesses and convert it into a business idea, which will be a commercial business model. So next will be the hustler entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs. Who is hustler? Hustler is one who tries to put in hard work. Same like an age-old model, but this hustler entrepreneurship along with tech supports, we will be trying to get into a new age practices. So these guys are called as hustler entrepreneurship. The next one will be the imitator entrepreneurship. Who is this imitators? Imitators are when there is an existing model. These guys copy the existing model and they try to come up maybe with a small change in the existing model, and these guys. These entrepreneurs are called as imitator entrepreneurship. Research entrepreneurship. So who is this guys? Research are the guys who same like innovative. They do various research to come up a solution to a particular problem, and they do various research and they come up, and these guys can get being called as research entrepreneurship. By depending on the buyer's market practice, the large investors, sometimes they are called as HNIs, they are called as buyers entrepreneurship. 1 minute. So types of startup of business entrepreneurial landscape based on timing of venture. So there are various types how entrepreneurship is being categorized. Who is the first one is early starters. An early starter is who starts his venture with little or no full-time work experience. These are early starters. Immediately after their education, these guys get into the business actually. So we have seen people from IIT, IIMs that they get into a new business model because they come up with various innovative ideas. So that's why they are called as early starters. Experienced guys. This type of entrepreneur is one who has spent some years in serving a company, and later they get into the business activities. It may be their own family business, or they would have worked in various corporates, small corporates, large corporates. With gaining an experience, they get it into a business model. So this is the second type of experienced starters who get into it. Matured entrepreneurs are one who are very senior professionals, say like putting an experience of about 20-30 years of experience. They want to set up a new venture with all their experience and expertise. They get into a business model. So even though it can be a novel entrepreneurs, with all their experience, they get into a business. They may quit their job, or post retirement they get into a job, or getting a voluntary retirement, they get into the business activities. So they are called as matured entrepreneurs getting into the business. Why they get into the business is because of the expertise and the experience which these guys gain during their service period, and in the confidence which they can, yes, I can deliver to a particular requirement of the consumer market. So these guys matured experienced people get into the business entrepreneur landscape. So as the topic of ours is totally towards the novel entrepreneurship, what is the 21st century trends in entrepreneurship? The latest requirement, that post-pandemic, there is a lot of requirement coming up to the entrepreneurs. So what these guys, the entrepreneurs will be doing, what new process which these guys will be, process which they will be adopting into a new business ideas. When they come up with a business model, what all these guys will be doing it to get into an entrepreneurship model. I want to post this my lecturing. I want whoever has their own doubts about various, because I am rushing this screen given the 40 minutes requirement. I want all our audiences to ask their respective questions. So I will first finish up my presentation. So these 21st century entrepreneurs, when they adopt a new approaches in their business needs, what all they come across? The organizational structure, the ownership, the management, the marketing needs, the adoption of new technology, entering new marketplace, which is changing the business dynamics when compared to the past. Actually, they do all the planning with respect to all these activities in the earlier stage itself. As earlier said, these types of new business entrepreneurs, they are also called as novice entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, or portfolio entrepreneur. So novice is one who, with all his experience, expertise, get into a business and start their business. Serial entrepreneur is same like as here mentioned, Rakesh Mathur, an alumnus of IIT Mumbai, who has developed one company, is selling of the other company, then he gets into other venture, they again make it a successful one, the other company come into purchasing that, they are also called the serial entrepreneur. The portfolio entrepreneur who starts and runs multiple businesses, HNIs who get into a business model and who runs various businesses under their portfolio. And usually when entrepreneurs get into business, they are various types of entrepreneurs, as earlier been said. They are salaried class people, get into a business model. After voluntary retirement, they get into a business needs. NRIs who come back to their respective countries, they get into a business model. overseas based professional mostly are now setting up a new IT and ITS firms, especially I have seen in India. These guys are sitting before quitting their job, they set up an operation in India, and they come back and they start their own venture with all their experiences. Yes, types of entrepreneurs based on socio-cultural variables. These first generation entrepreneurs, as earlier it has been very clearly mentioned, these are first generation entrepreneurs who has not been, their family will have not been into the business activities. So they are called as first generation entrepreneur. They may be mostly from the salaried class. Entrepreneurs from business families. These are the existing age-old model. They also venture into new age business people. We have seen a lot of their grandsons, granddaughters getting into a new age business from the large business families. So they can be an HNIs also. Minority entrepreneurs, small group that till now are traditionally not ventured into business are now proceeding well. There are a lot of groups which has been formed and they come up with a business model, they get it into a business. They are called as minority entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs, yes, they are now spread across in various verticals. They are also contributing to the development of this entrepreneurial spirit by way of they get bank loans, and not to forget their family support being rendered. They are progressing on a large scale. Kiran Majumdar Shah of Biocon is a good example of this. So we are not supposed to leave women entrepreneurs in this type of socio-economic cultural requirement. Yes, what is this new age business landscape? Business landscape in the world has been moving towards the following, and India has also started catching up with the world needs as fast as possible. So there are new requirements, which is our Internet of Things, IoT, robotics, nanoelectricals, molecular electronics, complete automations. All this, they come up with the new disruptive technologies, and these are called as new age business landscapes. And these are the new entrepreneurs, novel entrepreneurs get into these and develop their business. Yes, what are the trends? India has established itself as one of the biggest startup hubs around the world. Every other day, a new startup emerges from the ocean of opportunities with an aim to make it up to the list of startup success stories in India. Successful startup stories in India that have been able to build their empire to become emperors of niche marketplace. These novel entrepreneurs have found out, yes, there is a requirement for us to service, and they come up in later part of the slides where I will be mentioning how these novel entrepreneurs, they come up with a unique idea, and they are able to do a particular problem solving, and they develop their business scalable. They scaled up their business and ventured into now become an unicorns. So the successful startups in India are built on the grounds of persistent mentorship, disruptiveness, and market requirement. How these startups they come up actually? These startups they are always built on the ground of mentorship. When an early stage, as we mentioned earlier, an early stage, a guy who finishes his education, who wants to get into a business, he gets his mentorship from the seniors, from his veterans who he has been dealing with. He tries to get into understanding with various institutions, tie up with them. So these startups always come up with a new novel ideas to start up their business. Innovation comes when they want to sort out innovation comes when they want to sort out the difficult area they are coming across. What is the greatest pain they have around? What are the possible way of sorting this out? Eventually found a solution. These entrepreneurs, they find a way to sort out the problem which has been facing the society. Problem, then define a problem, they find a solution, put everything together by prototype, and as an entrepreneur who gets it into the market and succeed. Entrepreneurship is such who starts when such difficult area have been identified and way of being designed with commercial viability. We have seen a lot of startups. It is not only startups these guys are getting into. A lot of startups are also fails. It is not that everybody who gets into a startup succeeds. They also fail. So which has to be properly commercially made viable. So this commercial viability has made possible they succeed or they fail in the initial stages itself. So it is very important to mention about because the topic itself is novel entrepreneurship. There are hundreds of companies which has come up in the later stage, not only in India. India has seen a lot of startups which has come up. So we thought of giving some 30 good startups which has gone into an unicorn. Not only with one, what is unicorn? Anybody who has touched $1 billion US is called as unicorns. These guys are not only crossed 1 billion, they have touched about 15 million, a billion also as such. Some of them. So Oyo is a good example. Paytm, Flipkart, Swiggy, Ola Cabs, Book My Show, Make My Trip, Byju's, Big Basket has been acquired by, after their growth, it has been acquired by the Tata Group, Nykaa, Cars24. These are some of them who has found a particular problem in the existing market requirement. So they have found out a way where they can commercially make them viable, and they come up with a solution. Yes, with this platform, which they will be able to deliver a better model to the society, to the consumer. So these guys came up with a business model, and they became a startup in the early stage, and now became unicorns also. Some more I will be continuing. IIC, Instamoja, Unacademy, Nykaa, MobiKwik, Dunzo, Razorpay, Dunzo, Swiggy, all who has come up with a model when nobody was there to deliver food to the needed society. Yes, there was a need where these guys have found out. Not only the it is food, these guys are now delivering even the articles, materials lying at one place, being picked and being delivered. Razorpay, Topper, Bombay Shaving Company, Zomato, Urban Ladder. Urban Ladder is a company which has found out a solution to in-service model. Policy Bazaar. Earlier, we had to go around finding out which service provider will give a good policies, be it financial products and all those things. Now, this Policy Bazaar was able to consolidate and aggregate all these requirements. Just Dial is another good example. Started in a smaller way, which has grown into billions of dollars. Why these people have grown? They have a disruptive mode of understanding the business model, the existing business model. Yes, this business model has its own difficulty, where we can give a solution. So these all are IT backed or tech based support that these guys have come up in then compared to the age old investment model entrepreneurs. It is most important why some of the entrepreneurs have also failed, because we are not supposed to mention only all these people succeed in their venture, they also fail. So this is one of the very important thing which has to be discussed in every forum. Why they fail, why the entrepreneur fails is because of some of the reasons. Lack of experienced management. They get into a business, but the management will not be that much capable enough to handle all the required activities. So lack of experienced management, where most of the companies get into an NPA model and they become a failure model. And some companies, yes, only few trained or experienced manpower will be there, but to run the whole vertical, we require an experienced manpower, which they lack, and they fail in the business return. Poor financial management. This has been one of the major reasons for various companies across the world. The entrepreneurs, when the finance is not been looked into properly, not been properly managed, these companies, entrepreneurs, they fail it off. Rapid growth. The companies can grow at a particular speed with a given manpower, money power, and the muscle power. But what happens is the company get into rapid growth in the early stage itself. We have seen these companies which has invested in huge millions of rupees. Due to the rapid growth, these companies have now become inexistent, which should have not happened. They should have gone into a model where a steady understanding of the finance and with the experienced management, they should have gone step-by-step approach, whereas they have gone into the rapid speed, which the business cannot withstand. Another very important reason is for the failure of entrepreneurs or lack of business linkages. Establishing a marketplace with vendors, customers where already existing players are there. They will not be able to get into the market on a greater extent. They would have developed the particular business model with a particular product or services, but they will not be needed by the particular company. So that's the reason we have seen various businesses fail because they have the business linkage is not available to these guys. My same goes ahead. Business linkage is also called as marketing. Marketing will be not be up to the market requirement. So the need will be there in one place. The offering will be in another place. The market will not be able to observe. We have to take back the product. The company gets into a troublesome mode. Lack of information. Large corporations have far superior info than the small entrepreneurial venture. Yes, large enterprises, they take a lot of supports from their marketing companies giving advice to these startup enterprises, because the startup will not be able to gather that much information, whereas this people who has a data of information, they get into an large data pool. So with that, large corporations are so far superior info than the small entrepreneur venture. So these days grow. Other reason, the persons who are not having the large data pool, they fail. Incorrect pricing. The pricing will not be a right pricing according to the market requirement. These products will be priced. I have seen a company which has priced their product at 450 rupees, where their competitors were offering at 150 to 175 or 200. These companies have become in existence. Entrepreneurs was not able to sell their product. They had to close down their company. That why that incorrect pricing is because of various factors. That's a big subject. So improper inventory management is one more. This one where the economic order quantity has to be followed. What is the required quantity of inventories to be purchased at a particular point of time will not be followed, or inventories will be purchased on a huge extent where it becomes expired, then it has to be sold off. All contributes to the failure of an entrepreneur. These all are the old age entrepreneurs, old age business units which has been coming ahead. So in the next slide, I will be mentioning how this is being addressed in the present days. So lack of experienced management, outsourcing of required activities from CTOs, CFOs. Now there are a lot of outsourced firms available. So we get an outsourced CFOs, outsourced CTOs. Person sitting, he has got a business, so he gets his business outsourced through these guys, and they deliver their business sitting from their various places. I have a company which has been delivering from Iran to a particular other country. Reason, distance doesn't play a major hindrance to them. Sitting from wherever location, they can offer their services. So which was not there in the earlier stages. So these are novel entrepreneurs who follows all this stuff now. Few trained or experienced manpower was the earlier issue. Getting right team through the outsourcing, engaging and company to get the required output. So this is one of the novel entrepreneurs which these guys are following. Poor financial management. What happens when finance is being managed poorly, the company gets into a problem. So we engage an advisory financial management firm. No need to, like earlier days, no need to engage a high cost firm. According to how much we can get observed, the cost we can get observed. People sitting from a distant location through an online mode also, they can give their support. Cloud point of sales, cloud ERPs, all supporting this financial management related. Rapid growth. So for which the financial planning are being done at the early stages itself before it's being spent. The early stage itself has the experienced management people. They come into the board, they give their advice. Yes, you are at a very rapid stage, then required. 1 minute.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. We can wind up now.
Yeah, ma'am. Another 3 minutes, I will be finishing talk. So, lack of business linkages, getting into a business chamber network, people doesn't have earlier networks. So, which lot of now business chambers are available in India. People get into the business chambers, get their social networking done through the business chambers. So, weak marketing efforts. Now, due to digital media, we can get into an sitting from the given location. We can novel entrepreneurs get into an a digital platform and get enlarged into the world market. Lack of information, as earlier stated, we are now with the data, large data of information through them. We are able to novel entrepreneurs are able to succeed. Incorrect pricing, adaptive pricing policies to be followed earlier, which was not available. Now with all the data warehousing, all the stuff, we can analyze how much I can price my product. Is there a competitor available to the given product? Accordingly, I can price my product. All these unicorns is due to the above factors being followed. These guys, these companies have become now unicorns. So some of the good practice, organization structure, ownership not by investment model. These are 21st century entrepreneurs adopting new trends. Financials, venture investors, which was not available, which is now available, which been used by these novel entrepreneurs. Understanding competition to a greater extent with training the top management, disruptive technologies. So as earlier I said, OYO, Paytm, Ola Cabs, Byju's, Redbus, when they found out not able to go, Redbus is how Mr. Panindra, when he is not able to get their business out, when he is not able to get the tickets, he was able to found out a way, then he was able to develop an required software. He is able to become into unicorn business. Swiggy, how 3 friends joined together and started the food delivery services. And by this, I'm concluding. So, while addressing the student community in India, Mr. Sundar Pichai of Google said, try different things, take some risk, work on real different things. Jack Ma from Alibaba mentioned that any mistake is a wonderful revenue for you. Get experience, learn the process, get into a business. Experience always gives you a way out. It is not how many times you failed, how many times you tried and became an entrepreneur. Who failed to adopt changes as per the need of the hour have become in existence now. Present day entrepreneurs are called as new age entrepreneurs since they followed a unique business way than the existing business practices, which made them into unicorns or novel entrepreneurs. Thank you. Thank you, team.
Thank you, sir. Next.
Any of them, any queries, I will be able to clarify them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech. Now, the session is opening for queries. Participants who wish to interact can unmute your mic and put forth your queries, even in chat box.
Or the professors, if they want any info on that, what the new age entrepreneurs, novel entrepreneurs called as compared to this one also can ask them. Sometimes when we read out, it may look like a pool of information given together. It may be dry, but students community should understand this. I will share that PPT to the team, to Bina ma'am, where she can share it to you, to the Edsel.
Yes, sir.
Minimum, this is a large data. Actually, the headings of I have pulled all the information, all the headings I have put it into an slides. So every subject has its own detailed presentation. So maybe students will not be able to understand some places.
Okay, sir.
If students don't have doubt, the session time is getting closed.
Students, please post your queries. Next, proceed, ma.
Now let's call Vijayalakshmi from 2nd BCom B to propose vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of organizing team, it's my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on this beautiful occasion. My heartily thanks to our chief guest, Mr. R. Dharmaraj, who spared time from his busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and have shown us a new path. My sincere thanks to our chairman, Dr. K. Vasudevan sir, and our vice chairman, Engineer Prasanna Venkatesh Vasudevan sir, who guide us for the bright future. A special mention to our respected principal ma'am, Dr. M. Uma, who support us to do our best and stands as a pillar of strength. I would like to thank all our coordinators, technical faculties, and also the other staff members who made this webinar a great success. I also thank our participants who made this event memorable one. Thank you all.
Thank you, Vijayalakshmi. Let's conclude the session by National Anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाये दब जय गादा जनगण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for your views and opinions that was shared with our students.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.